is not your property. Never was she created to be. Too many women have suffered in silence at the hands of your ferocious violence. Our women and girls must be protected, and the systems that enable violence ought to be disrupted. How many more women and girls must die? All because they said no to some guy. Women are constantly living in fear, but somehow their cries seem to be falling on deaf ears. We will not give up until it's over. We must continue to expose unequal relations of gender. For many children, the home is dangerously unsafe, a place in which they wish desperately to escape. Let's talk about the fact that those attempts to flee are often misread as being forced rape and unruly. Parents, please believe your daughters. Protect them at all costs from those unassuming monsters. My sister, the sexual harassment you encountered was never your fault. You had all rights to ignore his catcalls. When did your shorts or leggings become an indicator? That's the excuse they use to mask patriarchal power. Maybe you've questioned what you should have done differently, but rather there should be an interrogation of Caribbean masculinity. To the ones who possess the responsibility to serve and protect, why is it that when a victim comes to you, she is treated like a suspect? My fellow officers, you've got to show greater empathy. Your dismissive attitudes can be the cause of another casualty. How do we expect society to get it right when those with the power are not even willing to fight? There are abusers walking around freely who should be in prison, while women's lives remain at risk due to a poor judicial system. Women are forced to wait for years before receiving justice, having to live with trauma that can take a lifetime to face. Do you really understand the turmoil women go through? When oftentimes their realities are misconstrued. Women are told to walk with pocket knives and pepper spray, but can we also tell men that women are not their prey? You tell your daughters, dress decent and be polite. If only that was enough to keep her from a predator's sight. The real culprits must be held accountable. A woman's safety should never be negotiable. Religious leaders, sexual violence is sin too. We need to hear your voices. Let's not make this topic taboo. Please let them know to be man does not mean to be controlling. You'll be surprised to know how many wolves are in sheep clothing. You can no longer operate as if gender-based violence does not exist when there are so many victims in need of healing in our midst. There is a persistent crisis occurring in our region, and the collective voice of society will be our most powerful weapon. My Caribbean sisters, I am rooting for you. Your lives are way too important to be subjected to abuse. We cannot throw in the towel just yet. Future generations are depending on us, lest we forget.